Okay, I think we're live. Good morning, Al Ingalls here at pressure-free.com. Topic today is the word scathing or the thoughts around scathe, which is an Old Norse term, excuse me, Old Norse term for being hurt. And I've heard this phrase from people before, like no one goes through this life unscathed. And as I was talking about it with my husband the other day, he said to me, and no one goes through life without doing some scathing. And I thought that was so apropos to thinking about, the course of our lives and all the things that happen in our life and how sometimes we are deeply hurt or we lose someone. Um, there's loss, there's grief, there's hurt, and also that we cause it. And I think about a term my friend says, she goes, listen, life is messy. Life is as messy as my hair is today. Life is messy. And we often, many of us strive to have everything be so perfect and everything go well. And there's so much angst around that. So that's really what I want to dig into is the anxiety around perfectionism, around protection to try and not have anything bad happen to us. Um, we can be so anxious about that we actually cause the behaviors and the ways of being that bring bad things to us. Things happen to us because of the way that we're being, because we're trying to not have things happen that way. Does that make any sense? It's something that I've noticed in my life. Like we can be so overly cautious, and now the caution creates a tension. Now the tension creates a tightness in our voice. So everything that we say to people is coming out in a way that is not our best self, is not reflective of our true self and our abilities and our capabilities. But if we have that voice, if we have that tension in our bodies, it's sending signals that we can't be trusted, that we don't have what it takes. If you're trying to get a promotion and you come into your interview really nervous. So there's phrases that I'm talking about phrases today, I guess. There's phrases that I hear people say like, do it under out of your comfort zone, get out of your comfort zone, do it scared. And I want to reflect on that for a moment because I think it's important to qualify doing something that is something extraordinary or out of the ordinary for you, and whether or not you're in your comfort zone when you do it or out of your comfort zone. So what does the comfort zone really mean? I reflect on that and I think when we feel comfortable or when we feel confident, then we probably haven't triggered the stress response, because once we trigger that stress response, we're a little shaky. Um, we can have a dry mouth, our heart's pounding. There's all these effects of the stress hormones that cause us to be less than our best self. We're not going to perform at our best. Your face might turn red. You might start sweating. Like if you experience any of that, then you definitely went out of your comfort zone. But let's go deeper. You actually triggered the stress response. Now, the stress response is going to cause effects cognitively and physically in you that is not going to be bringing your best stuff forward. You're not going to you may feel, because there's an adrenaline rush with a bit of dopamine, so you may feel like you did really well. But if you actually watch tape after, if you're giving a concert or a speech or a performance or an athletic performance, you actually watch tape, you may see all these little ways where you made mistakes, all these little things that were not quite what you could have done. I was just talking about this with a very high level performer, and and we were both saying, he was a musician as well, and he triggered stress massively before a very important solo concert. And yeah, the tape was okay. Back in the old days, we did reel to reel to get the most high fidelity possible for our recitals. Um, and it was okay, but it wasn't our best. That happened to me too. Like, it was okay. It was totally passable, pretty in tune, and but I could hear all the little things that were not my best playing. So here is a tool that I teach my clients, especially my clients who are in leadership roles. They're leading meetings, they're giving speeches, they're performing, or athletes performing, anyone who's got to take a stage. But you can use this in a casual conversation with someone or going to meet someone new for coffee, like any of the things that might cause you a little bit of social anxiety. So the tip I have for you is don't step out of your comfort zone. Expand your comfort zone and then step. So the best way for me to share this is through a story as an orchestra conductor. So when I was in my 20s and conducting orchestras, I had this thing I would do where I would be backstage. And when you're conducting and you're backstage, the orchestra goes out first and they tune. And then the concertmaster, oh, actually, they're just warming up. Then the concertmaster goes out and they tune the orchestra. So everybody's out except you and the people backstage who are running things. You're just waiting for, seems like an eternity, by the way. Ever have that hurry up and wait feeling? Like, I just want to get this over with. I just want to go out there and perform, but you got to wait. So as a conductor, you're the last person out on stage. So what I would do is I would stand there during the whole backstage, prep, and I would feel my own energy like expand out. And I would just get very in that energy, just be really, really calm. My belly was relaxed, my chest is open. I was just like radiating calm. And I would just keep growing this energy field of myself. And then when it was the door swings open, it's my turn to walk out. Like every step that I would take, I imagined the energy field expanding and then I step, expanding and then I step. By the time I'm standing, I'm facing the audience to take my bow, it's gone 360 degrees all the way to the end of the hall, all the way through the doors into the lobby, all the way through the back of the stage. Because now I'm going to stand on the podium with my back to the audience. Most performers are facing the audience. I need the audience to feel this energy field, even when my back is to them. So it's 360 degrees energy. It's like you're just growing this field all around you. And it grows and then you step. So the whole time you're staying in your comfort zone. You're not stepping out. And if you've built this with this calm confidence, this really radiating feeling like you can use as many slogans as you want, like I've got this, or, I would say things like be outrageously courageous. I've got this, I can do this, just do this, Nike's phrase, like just these thoughts. Or maybe I'd be thinking about the pieces and what was about to transpire. And so I'm in the zone feeling. You know how you'll talk about that. Athletes will talk about it, musicians will talk about it. If you're working on a project to work like, oh, we're so in the zone. That is what pressure free is all about. So with every step, I would do that. So it's fun to try. And it links into something that my son Hugh was talking about this weekend when we were together. He and his wife Emma do this thing they expand their presence. And in the expansion of the presence, there's almost never a line to any restaurant they're trying to get into. There's no lines at TSA. Like everything flows. They're so in the zone and everything flows. But they've created this massive presence. So we have a lot more empowerment from the inside of us out. Most of us are looking to gain recognition, validation, power, if you will, from the outside to us. But that's not how it really works. And when you can refrain from triggering the stress response, you're going to perform at a higher level, you're going to think at a higher level, your whole presence is going to be different. And when you do that, the connection you will have with people will be far more beautiful, whether it's in your home or at work or out in the public. Your ability to interact with people will just be so much better. Most of us have social anxiety, even just leaving our house, even just going to the store. And that's because if you go back in time and think about times that you were leaving your house when you were growing up, there were probably these moments where you heard phrases like this, hurry up, we're going to be late. Or you should change that shirt. That shirt, you're not going to wear that shirt downtown, or or that shirt to that restaurant. It's a tie. You got to wear a tie. Or, you got these like commands about getting out the door. Did you go to the bathroom? So that's a really common one. Um, and the tone of voice that was presented when you got all those little commands was probably triggered by the stress response, and it was tense. It wasn't relax shoulders, relax belly, relax throat, and we're ready to go now. Are you ready to go now? Like it was, hurry up, we're gonna be late. Like forehead goes up. It's, it's a thing. So pretty much all of us grew up with those commands, and that's the way we would get ready. So the moment we trigger fight or flight, we probably do have to pee. We're now frantic, like we can't find the things we need to get out the door. There's this franticness going on. That's all caused by the stress hormones. So then you become an adult and you've got that pattern so wound in you that you're just going out to have coffee with a friend, but you're already heightened. And you might notice your tone of voice is higher, like, oh, hi, Ann. Like you're like you don't talk that way normally, but like your voice goes way up. It's like there's just all this tension in here. Or you'll move into something called vocal fry. Both men and women can go into vocal fry. A lot of younger women will use vocal fry to try and sound strong, but actually it's a repellent. It repels people when they hear that gratiness in the voice. So expand the comfort zone and then step. When you're still in your house and going somewhere, don't frantically run to the bathroom to brush your teeth. Like, expand your zone and step. And decide what you want in this zone of yours, this energy zone of yours. What what emotions do you want to feel? Do you want to feel really composed? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel energized? Like, what do you want in there? Put the words in that you want. And then see if you can go through your day staying in the zone. If you even just think that way, you'll probably spend a lot of your time out of the stress response because you've already told yourself what you really desire. You've created intention about your emotions. We just don't do that. We don't think about it. For the most part, we've let other people and situations decide how we feel our whole lives. And so when you kind of put a stake in the ground, say, no, this is how I want to feel, that is a game changer. So we're going to have stuff happen to us. We don't go through this world unscathed. I just lost a really dear uncle, and that reflected back on losing our parents 21 years ago, 2005. I'm so glad my uncle made it so far, but my folks didn't. So there's can be all these kinds of feelings. So we don't go through life unscathed, and neither do we not hurt others, scathe others. Such a cool word. I like it. Um, we do things that are hurtful and we wish we hadn't. And most of the time when we're doing those things, it's because we've triggered the stress response. And so with all that in mind, deciding how we want to feel, because you can beat yourself up and be so ashamed of things you've done in the past. And it's just not helpful to your future. Your past does not define your future. It doesn't. So that's what I have for you today. I wish you a beautiful, pressure-free day, and I'll see you tomorrow.